The U19 World Cup is underway. We had the first games over the weekend. You and I were dialed in on this event, and specifically, one of the biggest standouts of the entire event on the first weekend was Purdue freshman Omer Meyer. Meyer led Israel to a 25-point win in its first game at the World Cup over Switzerland, and he was sensational. 24 points, 4 of 7 from three, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals. It was Israel's first win in the history of this tournament. And the internet was all over this. We had Hoops HQ, we had a lot of just Purdue fan accounts, even the Purdue men's Twitter account really just getting in on this and sharing some of the things that he did in this game, video form. He threw a left-handed off a live dribble, one arm whip pass through traffic that I don't even know how many people in college basketball could make. And he threaded it on a needle. He was saucing people off the dribble. He got to his midi at will, as you saw or as you heard when I read the box score. He was hot from three. This kid was everywhere. It was a wild performance. And we're believers in Omer. I'll let you say your piece in a second. We talked about this when he committed. We loved the tape. We loved what he did at Nike Hoop Summit. There's just a lot of reasons to believe this kid is special. And I will say, we had a colleague who was in the gym for this event who was texting me a few updates, non-Purdue specific on other stuff. When Omer Mayer got on the floor, we got some texts that we'll speak to later in the video that honestly terrify me. But I'll throw it to you first. What was your first impression of Omer Meyer here for Team Israel?
Fuck. That was my first one. Damn it. That was my first one. Excuse my language, Purdue fans. But no, it was I mean, obviously, yeah, actually no, I don't want to say obviously. I'm gonna react to what I saw. This dude is super nice. Like it confirmed what I kind of saw and what I, kind of thought coming into this. And to take it to a place where I think needs to be talked about, I just don't see I don't see a world where the backcourt or this guy isn't just on the floor, respectfully. Like he is, I think we talked about it a little bit, but like he could be Purdue's second best player, third, I think at worst.
He could. He could. That's fully within the realm of possibility. Is this your expectation at this point? Because like
Yeah,
put him third's not that crazy if he's just what we think he is, right?
but he could be second.
You think he could be better than TKR?
I think there's a world where it happens.
Okay. Is that the highest it could go?
Yes.
There's no world where he's the best player on Purdue next year.
No.
I mean, we expect Braden to be the National Player of the Year. I mean, no disrespect to that's our guy. I know this, but let me just share. This is why I asked this. So again, colleague in the gym at this event watched all of these games the first couple days over the weekend. This is what he texted me about Omer because we were both tweeting this. We're tweeting this as this happened. Texted me, Meyer is better in person. Dot dot dot. Tailor made for the Big Ten. Dude looks like the Hulk. I responded, I'm terrified of him. What do you think they're going to do with him and Braden together? He's a true point, right? He said he should be. He'll be fine off the ball. He shoots a much better ball than Braden. I actually think he's a better player, which is nuts. Now, this person I'm texting, going to keep him unnamed, but this guy loves Braden. Like this is, we went on to text about how crazy it is that he typed that. And he's well aware of how crazy it is that he said that out loud. That was in no way meant as a slight to the National Player of the Year. He knows that Braden's the National Player of the Year. And he thinks Omer Meyer's just better at basketball after seeing him in person. Um, I don't know what to do with that, Cart. I don't know that I endorse that opinion. I certainly am willing to listen to the possibility of it now. But if that's the caliber of player that Purdue is bringing in alongside Braden and TKR this year, what do we do? What does anyone do?
I mean, with respect to that though, like what are the things that people put against Braden mostly?
I don't know. What are just that he wore down at the end of games?
Probably like his size.
Little small, yeah.
Well, Omer 6'4"
Right.
and strong and has a chiseled chin.
Right.
I don't know. I think that obviously the Purdue hype train has been very, very massive this year. Didn't think it could get bigger. It's getting bigger, and it should be getting bigger.
This video is brought to you by NBA 2KLab.com. 2K Lab worked with us last summer as well. And they're one of our favorite entities in all of sports gaming. We want to show you their college basketball stadium locator challenge game. And I'm going to share a screen right now as we do this. South Carolina, bang. Oh,
Ooh,
okay, that's pretty good. Next, North Carolina. Why are we only getting the Carolinas?
please
Bang.
lock in.
St. John's, that's New
New
York.
York. Well,
Bang.
that's New Jersey.
We're on fire. Colorado. I actually don't know what state Colorado is.
It's in Colorado. There's a state of
Is that
Colorado.
this one?
It's to the right of Phoenix.
Anyway, you get the picture. This game's really fun. They've got more games as well, like Guess the NBA Player, Mystery Fantasy Draft, and more. Stay tuned for all of the college football content and games that they'll be putting together to help you get the best experience out of college football 26. Back to the video. I mean, here's the thing. I don't want to make this like a thing every time. I felt it was important to do now just because it came up in conversation, right? This is how good Omer Meyer looked in this first game to the point where like that was a question at the end of the game. I promise you, we are not going to do this every single game this season. If Omer Meyer's even in the same vicinity as Braden Smith, it's not going to need to be talked about because they're just going to run through everyone and win games by 30 all season long. But I think it's important that we frame it this way. There's a possibility that's what they're getting here. Like, there's a possibility this kid is just a lottery pick talent next year.
Yeah, there's a possibility he's in Purdue for one season.
There's a possibility he's just like, I mean, totally different. They don't have the same game. But what if they're just getting a better Kasparis, right? If you had dropped Kasparis Yakashonis in between TKR and Braden, we all would have been like, what the hell do we do with this? And I feel like for whatever reason, Omer hasn't been viewed that way. But off early returns, man, you watch the tape, it's just as impressive as these Europeans that have come to the U.S. and gone in the lottery, like Yegor Demin, or gone in the first round like Kasparis. So we'll see what happens. Team Israel did not play their second game because I think they were playing Jordan, and Jordan backed out. Whatever country they were playing said we're not going to play them for all the political nonsense that's going on. But we're going to see him again later this week. Very excited to watch him again later this week. He's so good, dude. Like, based on what you saw, do you think he's going to be the two? Are they going to move Braden off the ball a little bit?
I think they can move Braden off the ball a little bit, but I'm not trying to do any type of boiler making or whatever term you want to use about this dude not starting. I
Yeah,
get
no way.
absolutely. I'd stop it. I do not care. I don't want to hear anything about Jakari Harris. I don't care if Antoine West looks ready. I don't care if CJ Cox deserves to be in that spot. Absolutely, positively not. This kid needs to start for Purdue.
On
If
that
he is
note,
not, if he is not starting game one, when they play, I don't know, Marion in their D2 exhibition game, whatever the hell they're going to do at Mackey, I will be there and I will be upset.
can I introduce our spin zone? This is how you and I cope.
Well, I'm not doing that anymore, and they're my new number one team.
Oh, you're on the bandwagon now. You like them?
Mhm. Yeah, I
Okay.
got honestly, my greatest hope, my only hope, is that this somehow implodes from within. And honestly, I feel better about that happening. There's a world where TKR gets jealous of Mayer and they blow up from within. That's my new angle.
Not a horrible spin zone. My new spin zone angle is this: CJ and Jakari are going to look awesome at Wake Forest next year. They're going to be absolutely awesome because I like on a serious note, they're whatever, jokes aside, but on a very serious note, if Omer is as good as he looked this weekend, there are no minutes for those guys. I mean, you're Braden. Yeah, sure. You want to bench the National Player of the Year more. That sounds like a good plan. Fine. Even if you play him 32 minutes instead of 39 minutes, you got 8 minutes left at point guard. If Omer Meyer's this good, he needs 30 minutes. So you got 10 minutes left at the two. And then what are you really going to do with Fletch? We're going to bench Fletcher Lawyer to put a third small guard next to those guys? No way. Like, these guys are perfect for Fletcher, and Fletcher's perfect for them. So just presuming those three are all playing 30-ish minutes, which I think is fair, you got 30 minutes left backing up the 1, 2, 3 total. And yeah, sure, you could go like 15-15 to Harris and Cox. That's not nothing. That sounds an awful lot like what they tried to do with Heidi and Colvin last year. We're going to keep both in the rotation, and they're not really going to have a real role, but we're developing them together. And then both of them were like, well, this stunk. I'm leaving. Um, Hopefully one of Cox or Harris is good enough to just get all the backup guard minutes. That's what I'd be rooting for if I'm a Purdue fan. And then whichever one's your fifth guard, like, sorry, you're halfway through your career and you were the fifth guard this year. Like, what do you want from me? Like, that's where this is headed, though. Like, if Meyer's that good, I would like to stop doing all the other stuff about the bench guards anymore. You don't need them. You got Braden, Meyer, Fletcher. That's the crew.
So lucky.
They're so good.
They're so good.
Do you any competition level concerns? Because I will say, even the Purdue accounts that we really like and follow and trust, we're acknowledging they are in the weakest group of this event, and this team they played in game one probably would lose to the Big Ten cupcakes, like the cellar dweller type teams in the conference. So, how much does that matter to you?
It doesn't. It matters, but also it doesn't because I actually believe it'll translate.
I do too.
Yeah, like put someone else better in front of him. He like I
Yeah.
don't know how they will match up or if they can match up, but like I need the FIBA gods to give us an Israel versus USA matchup in like the knockout rounds or something. Now, let it be known, Israel doesn't want that. That's a 50-point win, but I want to see what Omer looks like.
Like, we didn't just see this dude go to the Nike World Hoop Summit and do this against like the best freshman in the class, right? He had like 10 no-look assists in those games. So I don't know. I'm in on this. Him and Braden are gonna help each other so much too, by the way. We've talked a lot about how like Omer's gonna make it easier on Braden. Braden's gonna make life so easy on Omer. Like, he's not even gonna need to do his sauce off the dribble shit. 'Cause you're playing next to the best pass first point guard in the country. I don't know. It's gonna be crazy. Fun times to be a Boilermaker. We'll have more on Omer's run throughout this tournament in the next week. Stay tuned.